What's going on, YouTube? Sunday, January 18th, 10:18 a.m. I'm sitting outside of 7-Eleven eating pizza, drinking a Monster. One Sunday morning. Woke up today kind of late after 8 o'clock. Kind of scrambling around, rushing. Oh boy. Taking a shower. And getting me a ride, a lift. And I sat there waiting, right? Picked me up, brought me over here around the corner down there to have my MRI done today. My brain. Or by my neurologist that's down the road over there. Actually, that building over there, with the brick over in the front, there's a Scripps Hospital that's over there. Last month or earlier this month. So I rolled up, went into the imaging place. It's a self enter the numbers and whatever. What's up? What's up, everybody? Ita Mia Valdez. Yeah, dude, I woke up today thinking it was Sunday. Telling the story. So I'm checking in. I put my last name and my date of birth. Didn't take it. Again. So I went to another machine. Went to the front desk. The young lady asked my information. And she asked for my ID. Hannibal Valdez. Hey, how you doing, Hannibal? Hi, Regina. So she told me, dude, today's Sunday. Holy shit, dude. I really thought it was Monday today. I mean, I've done that before, but I mean, not so much to the part that I was really, really convinced. I mean, sometimes I'm like behind actually on days, not ahead. So yeah, I mean, the place is open, and then they took me in. So I got that out of the way. How you doing, Maloney? So here's the thing. I don't know if you guys have been following this channel, what's going on with my situation. I've had some strokes and problems with my brain since documents since 2021. I've been trying to get it looked at and seeing what's going on as far as if I'm disabled enough to, like, hey, are they going to take me off and say, okay, this guy's disabled or not, or whatever. I've been going through the courts and all that stuff without representation. I did it on my own. I was even advised that I should seek a representation, and then when I did seek out representation, I was realizing that it was really hard to get that representation. People would call me back, or you're in the middle of a phone call that would just hang up on me, telling about my case. Well, it turns out that you can only appeal your case so many times, and it goes through the courts, and then that's it. It goes to a certain level to where, yeah, they say you can appeal it, you can get representation, but then they'll just you just turn it in one time at the end, and they'll just it's just a yes or no answer, like, oh yes, we'll look at it again, or no, we're not gonna look at it, and that's where I'm at. So I did that thing online because it had to be done by next Friday. I couldn't get help by lawyers on the phone. I was willing to pay somebody to sit down and just start explaining to me. And I said, I'll pay them. They said they can't. And they won't take my case. But if something changes, go ahead and call us, guys. That's what they call me. So I don't understand. Here's the thing, my situation. I'm sorry, guys, I'm eating. If Social Security is striking me down and says that I am not disabled, and they're closing me down, and the doctors are writing down stuff there that's not classifying me as being disabled because they can't. Legally, doctors can't say, oh, this guy's fucked up, dude, he can't work. But at the same time, they can't say, oh, dude, he's fine, he's okay, dude, he can fucking do this, he can do that. No, that's the court to decide that. How can they figure that out? They don't know my whole history. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Then they get back to get to the doctors and to the specialists. If they're treating me and giving me all these procedures and medications, dude, I'm on like 13 different medications all day long for my head. Then what is it? Am I just a cash machine for, between the insurance and the doctors? How are you doing, buddy? Actually, I've lost a little bit of weight. Thank you. I hope you get fit. I was 236, now I'm 140. Good for you. Last time I weighed myself, I was 265, and that's the heaviest I've been in a while. I'm working on it. I can tell. I'm not gonna weigh myself for only just once a month, and that's till next month. I'm working on that. Thank you. I didn't rap back in the day. I should have been a rapper, huh? No. So that's where I'm at. I did my MRI. I'll talk to the neurologist, I don't know when. On top of the strokes that I've had and the brain clot that I had in my brain, I don't know, dude. I don't know what they're waiting for. It's like there's nothing else they can do except just like, well, what do we do? It's just like I tell my diabetic doctors, like, oh my God, dude, you have this and this is gonna happen. What? They're gonna cut my feet off. I'm gonna go on dialysis. I could possibly have a heart attack or a stroke. I've already had the stroke. My kidneys are shot. I'm like a step away from being on dialysis. And yeah, my feet are starting to take that funny color change, So I don't know how much I got left. And I guess I have to get back on the work field, and get back working, and I don't know, just get back on that mentality of what I had before I had my stroke. That finally took me out, because I was sick for a while. I was sick for like a good 6 to 8 months before the stroke landed me in the hospital, and I wasn't as heavy as this, by the way. Nah, I'm not giving up, bro. I can't give up. That's the thing, though. See, that's the thing. I lost that mojo, guys. I lost that mojo because I, I guess I want to say I had some kind of some fear, not fear of dying. I don't know what to say because back when I was sick, dude, I have a family. I have a family, all right. If you go on my channel and I don't want to get into that, but I have a family that's not living in this country. I have a little boy and his brother and my wife, and I was just with them last year for a whole year, and I ain't seen them in dude, almost 5 years. Yeah, because I got sick and I was here and trying to get better, through therapy and whatnot. And I was well enough just to fly. But before that, dude, when I was over here, I'm like, I didn't feel well, but I always just kept on working and working and working and just ignoring all the symptoms and stuff. And I would go see the doctors, but they're like, oh, there's nothing wrong with you, So finally. And I think I've lost that drive. I kind of fell into it going, hey, well, there is something wrong with me, They're going to find out. They're going to, coddle me and, give me disability or something, and that's going to be the rest of it. And that didn't happen. That didn't happen the first time. And I was having a discussion with somebody, and I said the first time I got rejected back in 2023, I really was heartbroken. I was, devastated because I thought it was a slam dunk. I was all like... right after the stroke, guys. I've gotten better. I'm not going to be 100%. I mean, there's still things, like I said, I lose track of time, memory loss, short-time memory loss. I don't get lost anymore. That was one thing that used to happen. I used to get lost. I did lose my driver's license. I can't drive. But since this thing happened, I'm going to need my license. I'm going to fight to get that back because if I have to work, I'm going to need to be driving. Do a flip? No, I can't do any flip, dude. I can only do this kind of flip. Was I addicted? No. I was never addicted to what? Food? Yeah. I'm addicted to sweets. I'm addicted to monsters. Nah, I really stayed away from anything, that was too through my youth. I saw people get hung up on stuff. I did smoke for a while, but I gave it up back in 2017. I gave it up pretty much, and I just once in the blue moons, I'll break down and ask somebody to give me a cig or just take a drag, and as soon as I do, I'm like, I don't drink alcohol. I quit drinking, alcohol the day after I had my stroke. Nah, I wasn't really into drugs. But yeah. And basically this YouTube channel I got started back in 2023. The main reason I started this channel was basically to kind of tell the story, but basically it was more like therapy, because I was doing at home. I was doing a home journal. My routine when I get up in the mornings and start taking my insulin and my medications. That's basically what I could just handle that time. Just sit there in my patio and look at the birds, and just kind of just learn how to speak, because I couldn't speak actually clearly. I still have problems. If you see my mouth, but it sound like I'm gurgling sometimes, And as the channel progressed, I started telling my story and introducing my son, my family, and started working on the channel. And it's a stupid channel, but I started working with editing. I got to learn how to start doing editing, how to add things to it and whatever. It got my brain going. That's what I'm saying. It was good therapy. It got my brain going, because I couldn't do applications, any kind of applications, at the hospital. There are doctors and oh shit, it's what, it's real confusing. It still is sometimes, to organize, to do something in a amount of time. It puts a lot of pressure. Just ask Fleece Johnson. He'll tell you all about the button economy works. Okay, Fleece Johnson. So, that's the progress that this has done. I've met some people through YouTube and stuff that have been kind of like really supportive and cool. Other channels, yeah, there's trolls. They're part of the process, and it's fun. Um, One group that I really like got geared towards was the Philippines YouTube community of expats and mainly Americans that lived over in the Philippines, because I vicariously would live my life through them, seeing them. Oh, it's like, and it wasn't the guys at bars or resorts. It was mostly the people, the men that were families. That had their family live there and whatever, and their kids. That's what I just would see myself as one day, and got to live that last year. I got to be I got to be a parent, not just a father. I got to really got to know my son, you know, after 4 years being an infant. He got to know me and stuff. I mean, we video chat every day, but it's not the same as being in person. Take him to school, prepare him to school, give his mom relief, and just build a bond with him. But now that I've been back for over 3 months, it's back to everything the same. He's got his own life over there with his mom and brother, and have to wake up for him to wake up till about 4 or 5 p.m. in the afternoon. He wakes up and he's having breakfast and turn on the video. We start chatting. Talk to his mom a little bit for a couple hours, and then that's it. And then, they gotta do what they gotta do. Just gotta take him to school, and I go offline, and that's it. Yeah, we all get there, buddy. We all get there. And it takes a strong person to realize that when it happens to them. That's all I'm going to tell you. Since you're saying that, because when it happens to you, when it happens to a man, that's like the hardest thing to, you are weak and old. Yeah, I'm older. I'm 55, man. I've had a stroke. I'm not as strong as I used to be. I can't defend myself like I used to. I do not go towards danger anymore. I walk away, because part of it, I'm smarter, dude. I'm not going to put myself in those situations, all right? But the thing is that now, like with the stroke, I can't run away. Not that I would run away, but I can't, The thing is, if danger ever comes my way, I'm just not gonna have that confidence that I'm gonna be able to defend myself to the best of my ability. With my own 2 fists, I mean. So I'll leave that to your imagination. Bro, sitting in front of 7-Eleven. Okay. Where should I sit? In front of an AMPM? I'm eating my fucking pizza, dude, and drinking a Monster, bro. No, he's not home, bro. I just got off. I had an MRI, a brain MRI, across the street over there. So I stopped to eat something because I didn't eat breakfast this morning at home. Then I gotta catch the bus or walk all the way to the trolley so I can get home. This is not my home. But even if it was, dude, so what? you just eat 400 grams of sugar. Yeah, I probably did. So that is it for my carbs and sugar today. And that's how I've been doing it. Slowly but surely, I've been adjusting my intake. What's up, Jeff? What time of the day is it where you're at right now? But anyways, I've been just kind of hunkered down in my house, just being non-active, quiet, just thinking through what my next action is gonna be, and it's out of my hands. Can't worry about the things I can't control. I've always known that in life. That's how life is. All you can do is just regroup and just go forward. Plan C and D, and that's what I'm working on now. Yeah, yeah. That's the thing that part of me still wishes that uh, the thing is that I used to identify very much with what I used to do for a living. That was such a big part of my identity. A union steam fitter. For just about anybody else in the world, they'll be pipe fitter because they'll never know what a steam fitter is. But since I went through that 5-year apprenticeship in my 30s, sweated as an apprentice and worked hard and went to school and got offered many times a different job just on my experience with some small companies. Hey dude, we need plumbers, hey, we need this, come work for us, we can give you so much money, we'll pay you more. And I just turned them down, and I said, no, I just have to go through this. And God, there was times when I wanted to quit, guys. I mean, dude, I was up to my ankles, and yeah. And then when I finally did it, when I became a journeyman, I still got to earn my dues as a journeyman, and I did. You find your niche, and it becomes like a lifestyle almost, of what we did. I mean, we worked in town when it was work, but we didn't. We hit the road like gypsies. Pack up the trucks, and you'd head for the next town. If you're lucky, it'd be in state, because then you make the California wages. If not, then they'll be close enough, or it wasn't that long of a drive from California, so it'd be Arizona or Nevada. I was never lucky enough to go to Northern California, and I don't know if that was luck, like my friend. Yeah, you go there and make like almost $80 an hour, but then you have to pay rents up there in Northern California. You're basically just whatever you make, you're gonna be spending in rent. I don't know. I guess, like I said, I identify with it because there's just so much freedom. There's hardly ever any stress. Now, it's not so much the amount of money. It was the amount of freedom That was it. The freedom from stress, and the freedom of not having to worry, and the things that would be possible if I was still working right now. The things that I really want to do, guys. I don't want to talk about it. What I really, really want. Because what I really wanted was move to the Philippines and to live out there with my family and retire. And that's just not, it's not feasible. Especially now, since my shit got turned down. But even then, even if I was approved, it would only be for a couple years, bro. Because, you know, there's always the people with the most God-honest truth. The ones that are the most, how should I say, brutally honest. I'll give an example. People don't like him because he is honest. He's really honest. Say Grandpa. He said this about somebody, and I'm not going to say the person's name, but this person, you could tell this person's not in good health. And this person, once they like get that point where they're not like boom done, is that person's partner going to take care of that? I mean, literally, hand and foot. Is that person's family going to take her? You know, and those are the discussions I had with my wife. And my wife's like, no, I'm going to take care of you. And I said, babe, come on, dude. I mean, look at just, I see all the appointments I have to go every week. I have to go here. I said, now you're going to have to take me to all these appointments. You're going to have to like push me on a wheelchair. You're going to have to stuff me on a trike. And then the way shit runs in the Philippines, dude. What if fucking, yeah, heaven forbid, dude. I'm already on dialysis, right? And there's a dialysis center right down the road. I mean, I seen it. Oh yeah, we have one. Well, anybody who's been to the Philippines, lives there or fucking works there, what happens every time you go there, dude? To your favorite restaurant, whatever, movie, whatever. Oh, sorry, sir, out of stock, not available. Brown out. Dialysis is something very, very important. Something you need to do to survive. So no. That was a big reality. I needed to go over there to realize that. And it's like a lot of bloggers can do it. If you're in bad health, don't come here. Don't. That's what I got to say. If you have a lot of ailments and stuff, dude, nonetheless, dude, you made it your point where, hey, this is where I'm going to die, and this is what I'm going to do, and that's it. Okay, then that's it, dude. And just like this person said, dude, yeah, dude, be in front of a 7-Eleven door, because that's a lot of homeless expats seem to do, and then they get found out by the expats, you know, and they exploit it, and they make shows about that. Oh, this guy, dude, he's homeless now, and he's dying, dude. There's been plenty of those. No, I'm not on dialysis yet. I'm actually stage 3 kidney disease, what they call it. So there's 5 stages. I'm stage 3. So I'm in the middle. So getting towards stage 4. When you're at stage 5, you're done. You're on dialysis. Stage 4, you're just pre. So I'm just pre-stage 4. Dude, and I do live. Thank you. I do live one day at a time. I do. It's just my personality. It's like when somebody said to me, dude, you're the kind of personality that wants everything done yesterday. And they're right. It's my patience. But it's been 5 years. 5 years of this, and the way I'm looking at it, it's as far as I'm concerned, I'm ready to get over this. I'm past this. I'm ready to get done with this fucking rut of just sitting at home, depending on doctors and depending on courts if they're gonna like give me their blessing and say, yeah, you know what, he's 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 fucked up enough. We're gonna go ahead and give him. Dude, I just gotta do what I gotta do, man, and I'll just do whatever I gotta do, and I'll just work till I can't no more. What else do I got? I'm no special to nobody else. It happens to millions of people out here in this country. The only thing is that I got out of it, and it wasn't free healthcare because I paid for this healthcare throughout the decades. The only thing is that I got better healthcare than I did when I was working for a union. Dude, no lies. And I'm not knocking my union, it's just the insurance we had with our union. Because things like my insulin, as much as it costs, it would only cover 3 months of insulin. So a box of insulin, at that time I was only taking one kind of insulin, the long lasting. They were the pens. And at that time, it was about 700 a box of 5, and it'll take all 5 in 1 month. That's how much insulin I was taking, right? So on top of that, I would have to pay up front, and then within 90 days the insurance would reimburse me, right? But after 3 times you met the max, is I think 1,600 per household, unless you had more family members. It would come up to it would go up to almost 2,000 or 18, something like that. So yeah, so the deductible, it would be gone. So everything else is coming out of pocket. So I'll do that with my insulin, but everything else with my blood pressure and whatever that I was getting prescribed, what do I do? I cannot take it, and if I didn't take it, I mean, my blood pressure would be. So I did what just about every normal, ordinary American did. That was close to south of the border, and I would go south of the border, and I started buying my medications there. Not a good decision, I know, but including my insulin. Don't do that, people. Don't buy your medication in Mexico. You don't know what you're getting. And I really mean that because I know for a fact that when I would take my insulin, dude, my insulin it wasn't going down. My blood sugar wouldn't go down. Too much of that was finally happened, and that's what the neurologist said. My diabetes was out of control for too long, and that's what finally happened. So it only pays 3 months. That happens for 9 other months. Are you serious? Yeah, that's what I said, Tony. I'm in San Diego, right? I'm in San Diego, and I would cross the border, a couple times a month and re-up on my prescriptions. And everything was legal to bring back. I wasn't bringing anything that, narcotic, as long as it's not narcotics. Yeah, insulin, yeah, narcotics, anything that was, that line box, or antibiotics. They're real strict on. But my insulin, they would never blink. I just bring a cooler and buy anywhere from 3 to 5 boxes. I think at that time I was paying about 65 to 85 bucks a box. But it wasn't 5, it was only 2 pence. Yeah, so out of pocket. Yes, I try to eat healthy as much as I can. I gotta get stricter. I gotta get stricter. I definitely have to get on a diabetic diet. It's what I really have to do. But I do eat healthier. I do not eat fried foods. I don't eat fast foods. My sugar intake is a lot more limited. I do watch the carbs. I do watch the breads. Like today, I don't eat this all the time. Like right now, like I said, I woke up late thinking it was a Monday and I have to eat something because if not, my blood sugar will drop. Because I got a long ass walk from here to the trolley if I don't get a bus. And then the trolley is the train. So then the train, I'm gonna take you guys. I should have enough battery. I'm gonna take you guys in this live. I'm gonna take the train that's gonna take me to downtown, and then from there I'm gonna switch to another one. It's gonna take me back towards my area, and then from there I'm gonna have to walk, like a mile and a half, which isn't bad, but with my condition and stuff, and the way I walk, it's extra strain on my left side, my hips and whatever. So my blood sugar does drop real fast. So normally I will stop here and eat a hot dog or get some candy or something that I would have in case my blood sugar drops. And that's another thing. I don't have my with me to check my blood sugar. I usually have those Libre that you just scan with your phone, but I scratched it off in my sleep a week ago, and I don't have any more right now to replace it. Yeah, but I know the symptoms when your blood sugar drops, you know. But I'm okay right now. And I said I ate 2 slices of pizza to bring it up. Oh, holistic. You know what? As far as how explain, tell me how holistic diet. What's your idea of a holistic for my ailments? I mean, because I do some holistic stuff for my back and my knees and stuff like that. I have problems, and I can't take pain medication like I used to because of my kidneys. So I do that. I have to throw this trash away. Let me throw this trash away, guys. Get ready to start walking. Oh, you come on. I can't get up. Just have to make sure that nobody runs off of my But you know what, dude? If I did live in front of the 7-Eleven, it'd be nice. Yeah. It's covered from the rain. Got a nice garden. It's maintained. So I have to walk all the way over there. In front of those buildings over there. That's where the train is at. The buses come down here. But I do have money. So anyways, how many people we got on there? So yeah, guys, that's where I'm at right now. Thank you for listening to me, Jammer. I'm gonna keep you guys on. Gotta keep going. Well, you know what, dude? I've had other people tell me about medications, grab medications, bro.
Wait 8. Walk sign is on the cross.
And I would like to scrap most of the medications. And eventually I'll have to, because I'm not going to be able to afford the medications once I get back to a regular lifestyle. Just like I was before. You know what I mean? Right now I get everything
Wait, wait, wait.
paid for by my insurance. There's some things I do need, like my insulin. I know that some people say that the diabetes is irreversible or reversible or whatever. I think it is, but to a certain degree. A certain degree. But mine's so far off that I don't think that they can be reversed. Maybe I'm wrong. Don't ask the doctor that, they're gonna say no. It's the people that are like pre-diabetics and stuff. That was me 20 something years ago. But yeah, I mean, like the blood pressure medicines and shit like that. Yeah, I know that if I probably cut down on weight and everything and all that stuff, it would probably help. But it runs in my family. The diabetes gene that runs on my dad's side of the family, on both sides of his both his mother and father had relatives. That's what. So I'm very, very aware of diabetes. So, so I remember in 2000 when he told me I was diabetic, everything just kind of fucking flashed. Everything that's starting to happen now, all that flashed, because I seen it happen with my grandmother. What's the other one? Fuck it, I'll walk it. The thing is, the bus is $250, right? It's $250. The train is $250. I'm gonna need another $250 for the bus also when I get dropped off from the train, and they're not interchangeable, the tickets. So if I get a ticket from the bus, I can't use that for the trolley. Now, if I use the ticket for the trolley, I think that's good for a couple hours, so I can switch it up. So I don't have change. So if I put $3 in they're like, oh, okay, well, you lost 50 cents. Sometimes most of the drivers are cool. They'll go ahead, just put $2. Like, just they'll press the kids, you know. I think kids are $125, and adults are $250 or something like that. So okay, so I got $4. So I need $250, and then the train's gonna take me home. Get another bus, it's another $250, so I'm not gonna have enough. I have a $10 bill, but I could probably use that. I don't know if it's gonna give me change, but then whatchamacallit. I'm telling you guys. Oh, and they wouldn't split the $10 bill. Those things. So, bro, if you improve your diet, a lot of what you're experiencing will go away. Well, you know what? Let's work on that. That's what I got programmed in my head to start on this year. That's something that I really want to do. My age, my health, and I want to be around for my son. That's the thing, you know. I'm not saying that's the only thing keeping me alive, but it really is the one thing that keeps me motivated to, you know, I want to be around. I want to be around as long as I can to see him grow up. Even though if I can't be with him, I mean, that's the ultimate thing. I want to be with him. I want to be near him. But if I'm gone, who's gonna look after him as far as like making sure all the other shit, you know? Thank you. Okay. I'll tell you what. I'll start coming out here more often. Start really talking about like, you know, what my ailments are and what my medications are, and maybe we can start seeing what eventually in the future. Okay, hold on. You can read the next legally. Able to survive because he was a nation yet. Okay, nowadays, yeah, dude, it's there, bro. Like I said, bro. I mean, I just went to a show. I went to a show and sorry, I'm gonna hold on this like this so I don't plank anymore. I was too worried about what was gonna happen, and it finally happened, guys. It finally happened. So I'm trying to use an analogy of what was my situation or what I felt like. So most of you people on here are probably gonna be too young to remember the movie Jaws, but maybe the movie Titanic. Even though it's old, you know, let's go on YouTube and check it out or hear about it. And they knew the boat was going to go down, period. Right? People knew. It was only a matter of time. Okay. Then there was a part where like, oh shit, the ship is finally going down this way. Straight down, right? People are like crawling all the way back here, holding onto the back of the ship. Well, that's just as bad too, because that's gonna like go in and it's gonna suck you in. So that's what I meant. That's what I felt like. I felt like I was just holding on to the very end, dude. And I just said, you know what? Fuck this. I just gotta let go. And just gotta go my way. Too dependent on fate, I guess. It didn't look like fate was too favorable. So that was what was happening. So that's what happened. So that's what happened. And that's what happened. That's what I did. Out for that shit. Hold on, I'm just letting this gentleman walk. He got to run as soon as a popo walked by, man. He got right up there with a stick in his hands. I let him walk away. I don't know, man. Things are getting crazy. I don't want to be the one that. Yeah.
Wait.
Sitting there. It was weird. The popo came from there and he just fucking got right up. I'm like, holy shit, with a stick in his hand. I'm like, I don't want him to start swinging or them shooting in my way. They were looking at him and he just walked away. Ay. So, what was I mumbling, guys? What the hell was I mumbling? Oh, gosh, shit. Sorry, I can't believe in yourself. I do. Thank you. I do believe in myself, guys. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That I kind of lost my mojo. I just kind of like was holding on. So I don't know what the hell I was holding on, dude. I just gotta like believe it. Just like I said, yeah, I have to go. Whatever, man. So what, man? So what if I'm not a pipe fitter anymore and I can't be a pipe fitter and I can't make six figures anymore like I used to? I mean, is that really who I was? No. Honestly, and I know people go, no, it didn't. Money didn't make me happy. It wasn't the money that made me happy. It wasn't. It never did. I bought shit and it's just like, yeah, I ate wherever I wanted to. Like right now, I say, well, fuck, dude. You know, I feel like go watch football and I'll Buffalo Wild Wings and I'll spend, fuck it, just on myself. I don't know, like $60 on food and some beer. I guess I don't know how much shit costs now. I don't go out to restaurants anymore. I don't even go find fast food. Like I said, I don't know what stuff costs now anymore. The last time I went anywhere was a year or two ago. And I went to Popeyes. And I just was craving some chicken. That shit was like fucking $14, I think, total almost with taxes. Like I said, what I miss is the freedom that they used to bring. But if it means, you know, hey, an honest job, an honest day of work, an honest wage, stick to my means, provide for my family, and just keep my goals to myself. Once they're accomplished, you know, be happy and share that and work towards the ultimate goal. Ultimate goal is be reunited with my family and to be with my family for the rest of my remaining life. Man, this place changed so much. That always used to be stores. Now it's all restaurants. Starbucks, Subway, Five Guys, Rubio, See's Candy, Panera, Brew House, JT's Brew House. Oh, he popped up over here, man. He walked around. Let me guess, he's gonna get on the trolley. That's one thing I've noticed now, dude. I haven't ridden public transportation in a while on a regular basis. And do I feel safer or not safer? I don't know. Back in the day when I used to ride public transportation, like the trolley, they used to have uniformed police. Like they're the transportation police, but they're sending police, but they would have like regular like police uniform. Now they wear a different uniform. They look more like security guards. I mean, they carry the guns and everything, but I don't know. I always keep my head on a swivel and everything. When somebody gets all like kind of active like that and they start acting up, they're just talking to themselves and stuff. It reminds me of that one, the Ukrainian girl on the bus. And things like that. Whenever I'm at a station, I get like yearly looks and stuff, and I'm like, dude, okay, well, keep your head on a swivel. Don't try not to be a, you know, stick out and be a target. Oh, there's no buses passing yet, so yeah. On the weekends, so that means it's gonna be a long ass wait over there when I get over there. Because that thing goes every hour. This used to be a Taco Bell. The old building, those ponchos. Red Lobster. Good old Chulawana. I forgot. I think that Verizon's. You know that Verizon's? Or that Red? Back in the day, used to be a Boss Big Boy. Can't remember. Oh, yeah, another Starbucks right here, and there's another one over there. I want to stop. They got my hoodie, but I don't want to stop. I just want to make sure I walk all the way over there now. Sorry, I can't read anything because it's too dark, guys. Yeah, guy. The walking part has been getting better. It was hard at first. My endurance, both physical with my hips and like everything. Okay, it's white. And also, I should call it cardiovascular were two biggest issues. But as I've been doing this more regularly, I can do it. I can do a little bit more. I mean, I still get tired on poops, but you know, I can do it more regularly. Like I can get up the next day. When I first started doing this a month ago, I couldn't get off the couch for at least a couple days. Meditation, you know, that's something that's been always like, I can't, guys. If you have any suggestions, let me know. My mind is too busy. If that makes any sense. My mind is too busy. I can never, you know, relax it enough to do what it's got to do to go into meditation. I've read books. I've seen videos. I can't do it, man. And another thing, just start off slow, you know, with a minute or two. I don't know. But I've known people that do it and they say that it'll help them up a lot. Just with their mind and stress. And that's really what I would love. Good morning, how you doing? I also want to get home before the football game starts. God, I can't believe, man. I guess I really just wanted this Amaron, this shit all over with, dude. I'm done. I really am. That's another thing that's gonna happen. There's a homeless lady right there. And I didn't mean to show. I'm sorry. I apologize for that. But hey, there's homeless everywhere, man. It's nice as this area. They made it nice out in this area of Chula Vista, because it is nice. It's not a bad area, Chula Vista. And not that the homeless people make it bad, okay? I'm not trying to say that. I'm just saying that's probably one of the reasons the lady probably picks over here, where it's safer. She probably up all night, sleeps during the day. Oh, this business used to be at. Ay, cabrón. Oh, boy. El Pollo Loco. I got my blood going. That's a slow walk. It's a nice warm up for the other walk. But that's who I am. So if any of you guys get a chance and wonder, you probably have questions, just dude, go in my channel, check it out. Basically it's just me rambling off most of the time. like now. But there's a story. There's a story there. The beginning was basically just me trying to figure out what the fuck was going on with my head, and and that how I was gonna get back to my family all them years. That's all it was, man. And my condition and everything was going wrong, and the case, all that. So then finally, back in October of 2024, it became possible, and I got a ticket, and I got to go visit my family, and I was out there for a year, and now it's stood. It wasn't easy, guys. I know a lot of people can probably say a lot of things. And go ahead, guys. Go ahead and leave comments if you want. Whatever you think is possible that you want to leave on there. It wasn't a traditional American that you see in the Philippines, living in some resort or hotel or condo. No, dude, I was living with Filipinos, dude. My wife and kids and their family in a regular neighborhood, barangay, regular Filipino home. And it was pretty what's the best word I could describe? I don't know. Pick the word, guys. Leave it out in the comments. Just kind of try to be respectful, guys, because like I said, that was where her family, that's where she was raised. And all I can really say is that it was a lot of love there. There was family, there was a lot of love, there was security. She was safe, my son was safe. So that's really one of the things I cared. Now, if you really want to hear the truth, I didn't leave her there. When I left in 2020 to come back to America to work after my son was born. Oh, and after the lockdown, I was locked down over there for COVID. The president locked down the country. So nobody could come into the country and nobody could leave. Even Filipinos couldn't come back to the country. So he finally opened up the country where people could leave 2 months later after they locked it down, and I got out. And that was the purpose, because I was going to get back to work. I had they said 2 bedrooms, but bedroom and a half. Nice big bedroom and small little studio sized office on the other side. And there was the 3 of us during lockdown. She just had the baby. We got locked down a week later after she got released. The week later, the lockdown. We couldn't leave the apartment, the apartment building, the high rise. Only I could leave like a couple of days a week to go get groceries or medications, but everything was locked. Foreigners or anybody, they kicked them out of hotels, resorts. You only had like a couple of days to get off the country. People got stuck like in different islands. People got kicked out into the street. Oh yeah, not my wife. I had her in a nice Nice apartment. They I was paying a nice amount of money, but again, it was clean. It was safe. She was comfortable. There's plenty of room for her and the boys. But it wasn't until like later on that year and going into the new year, December, that I told her, hey, look, I'm not feeling well and I'm not going to be working for a while. And yeah, that's when the symptoms became real bad. So she had to leave the apartment and move back with her parents, back to where we're at in good old Labagon in Mandaue City, Cebu, Philippines. That was one of the hardest things to do to my wife, because I remember when she was there, she was so happy. She was so happy. I mean, she finally had something nice to live, a bed. Dude, a kitchen, a refrigerator, a washing machine. Seriously, bro. Now she's back to living Filipino life. My brother too, my son too. You know, my son doesn't know any difference. He's there with his cousins. They're well, dude. They eat 3, 4, 5 times a day. They got school, they get clothes. They're fine. They got the necessities. They just don't have luxuries. You know what I mean? Luxuries, you know, what I could be able to afford for them before. They don't have anymore. I try to give them as much as I can when I can, but it's not very often anymore. I don't have the means right now, the assets. I'm not a religious man, but I thank God that there's not been any major illness or accidents or anything to any of them. Because if that happens, it'll be deep shit. Alright.
Does it go like this?
Huh?
Does it go like this or like this?
I've never used that before.
It's not taking my card. This gets change. So now I got $1 and a $10 bill. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to get change for the next bus. I'll worry about that when I get there. Can't borrow things we can't control, right guys? Alright, chat. We got a ticket. Would you rather pet a big crow or a necro? I'd rather pet a pussycat. Thank you, everybody. Everybody's been positive today. I appreciate it. That goes a long way, guys. Sweaty. $55. Just ran 55 last month. All you. Oh my God. 55, no car, no job, no license. What many of you people online would call a loser. Without knowing the situation, but that's okay. If that's the definition of a loser, then I'm doing all right, I guess. Because my definition of a loser, much below. Yeah, I see a lot of that online, actually. Thank you. I didn't think I was going to live this long, actually. I really thought 50 was going to be it. Amongst other things, that's what happened to me, other things that I thought were going to happen. I have to finish my drink because I can't take this on. I want. I need a haircut. So I take this to right before I get downtown and get another, especially with a trolley. Oh. You're right. You're right, dude. I think once the ball gets rolling, once it gets rolling and start doing, things, like, my attitude's gonna change. I start seeing progress. That's the thing. I've been too stagnant. I didn't see progress. I've done everything I could do for now. Now I have to get out. Start doing what I'm gonna do for work, career. Something I really think about is going to school. Really, go to school. I really like to go to school and try to get training in something else. I know what I'm shooting for, what I'd like to do in the computer field. That's something I like to do. Something that I can work remotely, on the road, from home, abroad, some other country. And I have no problem. I'm willing to start at the bottom, the very bottom, and get my feet wet and start moving up. That's every tracks. What I want to do is I just want to make it better for my wife and my sons. I want to make it to where I can lay it out for them. Maybe where eventually I'll be worth more when I'm gone for them.
Next station, 24th Street. 24th Street is next.